Yeah, baby. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a love it or leave it on the Urban Decay All-Nighter Liquid Foundation. So there I am in Ulta, minding my own business, when this foundation jumped out in front of me and said, you need to buy me right now. So who am I to say no? I had a bunch of things in my hand I was going to get, and then I ended up putting everything down and buying this. I've seen a few reviews on it. It's supposed to be full coverage. All the reviews were great, so I just needed to know. I needed to know. So if you guys want to know whether or not you need to love this or leave this, then keep on watching. So my skin's not looking too great right now. I've got a lot of redness around here. My skin tone is very uneven, which is actually great for testing a foundation. So I am going to use both a brush and a beauty blender just to see which way it applies best. So my skin is already prepped. I've got my serum, I've got my moisturizer, and I did a primer just to get everything ready to go. And I'm going to start out with a brush, and I'm using my IT Cosmetics Heavenly Luxe. I'm going to just take a pump of foundation, just start stippling it into my skin. Now when I selected the shade on this, what I did was I knew that the foundation oxidized. I had seen some reviews about it, so what I did was I took a couple of different shades, I pumped them on the back of my hand, and then I walked around the store for a while until, I don't know, for maybe like 5-10 minutes to see what the colors turned into, and that's how I selected my shade. So you can see right now it looks pretty yellow, and it doesn't look like it matches me right now, but it will oxidize, and I promise it will match. So this is the application with a brush. This is definitely a full coverage foundation. Like, holy crap, do you see this? Most of the time I like applying foundation with a brush because my beauty blender eats foundation. As I'm sure you guys know, your beauty blender will absorb a lot of excess product. And when you're doing full coverage, a lot of times you want that product, so applying with a brush is a little bit better. But in this case, I don't know, I feel like it's too much. I'm going to go over this with my beauty blender just to see if that looks any better. Yeah, it does. It is really full coverage. It's kind of amazing, but I think it's a little too heavy to apply with a brush. That's my first impression. Okay, so just so you can kind of see the difference, side with nothing, side with foundation. Alright, so next I'm going to just apply it directly onto my beauty blender, and I am going to just press that. I'm going to spread the product out because a little goes a long way with this. Yeah, I can tell you right now that this needs to be applied with a beauty blender for sure. I mean, it just looks so much better. A little less cakey. Yeah, I didn't like the way that it applied right here with the brush. Kind of patchy. One application with the beauty blender and everything blended flawlessly and perfect. And there's no patchiness, no cakiness. On this side with the brush, I feel like it's a little bit patchy and a little bit cakey right in this area right here. And I'm not really a big fan of that at all. But the coverage is really good. And it's very, very lightweight. It's matte, but it's not chalky matte. If you know what I mean. Yeah, I really like this. I'm gonna get a little closer for you guys. So this is brush side. And this is beauty blender side. I feel like almost like you don't need to set this. It looks like it's been set. I kind of love it. Alright, so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to apply the rest of my makeup and see how everything looks when it's all pulled together, and I will give you my thoughts. Okay, so all of my makeup is on, everything blended out. Amazing. Perfect. Flawless. I mean, can you see this? What do you guys think? I have a little bit of a sunburn, so when it did oxidize, it didn't turn exactly the shade of my upper body because I'm red, as you can see. But when my sunburn goes away, this foundation is bomb. I mean, it looks so airbrushed, and my face almost looks photoshopped, kind of. Which, who doesn't want that, right? It feels very lightweight, like I said before. I'm obsessed with this. I think that this foundation is a must-have. This is a love it for me. I think that if you're in the market for a full coverage foundation, but you want something lightweight, this is your guy. And I have combination skin, so sometimes it's oily and sometimes it's dry. Most times it's somewhere in the middle. I have really big pores, so you would think I'd be a lot more oily than I actually am. But as I've gotten older, I'm not quite as oily anymore. But this foundation does not cling to any dry patches, and it keeps me pretty matte. Like, you can see how matte it is. I added some glow of my own, but it's not powdery matte. It's not the kind of matte that looks like chalky, and like there's some other foundations that are so matte that it looks like you have a lot of foundation on. This looks like you have foundation on because it's full coverage, but it's a natural full coverage, if that makes any sense. This is what the packaging looks like, and it's nice because you can see through to see how much product you have. It says to shake before use, which I didn't do, but I will now. It's waterproof, long wear, full coverage, matte finish, and oil free. So anyway, I love this foundation. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and follow me on social. I am on Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. My handle is @glamlatte. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.